I spent over $5 million on meta ads, and the way I name my campaigns is one of the most underrated things that keeps me organized at scale. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact system and why it's important. So when you are managing 10, 100 campaigns per account and you have multiple ad accounts, clear naming conventions are super important. You just can't run ads without these. My approach behind this is to get clear data. You look at your ad account and immediately you have to know which one is your testing campaign, which one is your scaling campaign, and you also need to know once you go inside the campaigns which ad set is winning, what were you testing that week, and why those ads are winning. Clear naming conventions are also important when you run ads on a smaller scale, just $50 or $100 per day. It's still good to get clear data and have a structured naming. The biggest reason to use the naming convention is because once you are in the ad account, it's going to be so clear which one is your scaling campaign, which is your testing campaign, and let's say inside the testing campaign, it's going to be so easy to tell what did you test each week and then which ad was your winner. If it's hard to identify your winners, you are going to have a hard time scaling your ads and also optimizing for better performance. So I use different naming conventions for the ads, for the campaigns, and also the ad sets. And the naming of each level is going to be based on what you can set at each level. So let's say at the campaign, you can set the campaign goals, the campaign objective, and your budget. So we are going to reflect that in the name. On the ad set, you can set your audience, you can add different notes if it's a copy testing, if it's a creative testing. So that's what we are going to use in the naming of the ad sets. And on the ads, we can set the creatives, the copy, the landing page, the call to action. So all of that we are going to reflect in the naming. Next, I'm going to show some examples. These are the exact campaigns that I'm running now, and this is the naming system that I use in my own campaigns. So first on the campaign level, I'm just going to start with my offer. So in this case, Whoop is my agency, Wupscale, and Meta Ad Systems is my school community. And I'm running ads for my school group, so I reflect that in the campaign naming. In case I have multiple campaigns, I know which campaign is going to which offer. Next, on the campaign level, after I put the spacer, I like to put my goal. So I have a retargeting campaign, I have a creative test, I have an audience testing campaign or a scaling campaign. You can reflect all of that inside the naming convention. And then I also reflect the budget optimization. So either we use CBO or we use ABO. And as the last part of my campaign naming, I just add some notes if I have, so maybe the date I launched, or in this example, I had some tracking issues, so these campaigns get the fixed tracking note. Moving on to the ad set level, I use creative and copy testing inside the creative testing. So here are a couple examples that I use. I made a separate video on copy and creative testing. But basically this is the setup. So each week we test only one variable, isolated. So on the example on the left side, you see we had a copy testing where all the images were the same. We only had 5 different ad copies. And now the next week, once we had the winning copy, which was ad copy number 3, we used ad copy number 3 across all ads, but then it was a creative test. So we used 5 different images with the same ad copy. And this way you isolate the tests and you only test one variable, so you get clear data on what performs. Now, especially with Andromeda, you need to test new creatives every week or multiple times per week. So since we are pushing so many tests, at the start of the ad set name, I like to use the number of the week. So in this example, I was using week 30 and week 31. Next, the naming convention is going to reflect what we are testing in the ad account. So we had a copy testing, and after that I had a creative testing where I was testing multiple concepts. Then I mentioned the target audience, and as a top practice I just used tier 1 top countries and a broad audience, so no interests, just a broad targeting. And lastly, I have the platform that I'm advertising on. So for these campaigns I'm doing Facebook and Instagram, but you can also use Advantage Plus here. Next, we are moving to the ads level. So here I just have the ad creative name, which is the most important. Also for my ad creatives, I use the breakdown by week. So I was testing a video from week 25 and also image 2 from week 30. After the creative, I reflect the name of the ad copy that I'm using. For this, I use my ad copy worksheet, and in this test, I had copy 11 being tested with different creatives. Next, I have the call to action, which is learn more. And lastly, I have my landing page. And in this example, when I'm running ads to my school community, this is going to be my about page. The reason I reflect the call to actions and the landing pages, because in some cases, let's say you run an e-commerce store, sometimes you are going to run different landing page tests, and then it's super useful to have, let's say, the collection page, the best selling page, and the home page, because that's also a good test. So that's it for today, just a super quick tutorial on how I'm naming my ads currently. This came up in the last couple of weeks during my coaching sessions, and I figured it would be helpful if I just share it on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see more videos like this, practical meta ad strategies, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.